Hey guys, welcome to the MyAirbags garage. I'm Eli, and today we're removing the airbag control module on this Hyundai Santa Fe. On this Hyundai Santa Fe, here's the tools that you're gonna need. I have my power drill with my hex bit, a socket wrench with a 10mm, and I also have a flathead. Now the first and most important step when we're working on the airbag system or any part of the airbag system, whether it's the module, the seatbelt, or the airbags, we always want to disconnect the battery first. So if you come on in, on this Hyundai Santa Fe, the battery is right here. I have our negative side here and our positive side here. I'm going to take a 10mm socket. I have it right on my power drill. You can use it right on your socket. Either way works. And we're just going to loosen that just a bit. Just loosen it up. And then you can just wiggle it up and twist it off and put it completely to the side. Same thing on the positive side. Right here, you just want to go ahead and loosen it up. And then this whole piece will twist right up. And now because you can't really remove it fully, I would actually put a thick rag or even a rubber plastic glove right between the contacts. Put it right in there. That way, while we're working on the airbag system or the seat belts, there's no possible way that can come back and make a contact with the battery. It's really important. We don't want any power going into the car while we're working on it. Next, I want to move the seat back. That way I have some room to work with up here. I'm going to do the same thing with the steering wheel. Just move it all the way up. And right down here is a little panel right here next to the acceleration pedal. And we're going to want to remove that. It's held on by some clips. So we're just going to apply some pressure on this one and pull on this panel here. 1, 2, pop, and then it slides out this way. There's the 2 clips, and then there's where it slides out. Next, there's a little Phillips screw right in here, and we're just going to use a Phillips bit to go ahead and remove that. And we're going to do the same thing on this side here. That pops off, pull back. Next, you want to get right inside and start working on the center console area. First step, we're going to go right underneath the armrest and start taking a few items out. If you come on in, right in here, you want to take a little flathead screwdriver and just lift up this fabric here. Once you got that out of the way, you will see 3 bolts right here. And you want to remove them using a 10mm socket. I've got my 10mm on my power drill with an extender on it so I can get right down in there. So now that I have those 3 out, the back is pretty much loose, but we have to do the rest up front here. And we want to start by removing this trim panel right here in the center. Get a good firm grip right in the cup holder and this little tray area right here. Just get a good grip right here and just pull right up, and you notice it will start coming up right along the sides here. Right there. And nothing is being damaged. It's all being held on by these little clips right along the side. And you could use a little small flathead to get right in between and lift it up, or you can also use just your fingers. Just go ahead and kind of just pull up on it right there, and it will just start popping right up. And you want to work it up to this point here, and we're going to go ahead and keep working the front of this trim panel all the way up here. Get a good firm grip right up front here and pull up just like that. So we want to move this up and out, but as you can see, the shift knob is in the way. It's in the park position, and we want to move it down. That way we have more room for the front of this piece to come right out. And the way we're going to do that is to release the shift lock right there. At this position, I can actually put my finger right in there, and this piece right here. And before you move the car out of park, make sure the car has its emergency brake activated. If you press down on that, that will release the shift knob. Right down. And now I can move it up, but I'm still not free yet. I still have a few plugs under here. Here's the way to remove the plugs. Right over here is one plug. You want to press down on this little button and then pull. Same thing with the other plugs here. There's some little buttons on the side. You may not see from your angle, but they're there. And you can go ahead and just push on these little buttons right here and pull out. And there's one more on this side here. There's the button. I pressed on that and pulled out. Now that that center console is free, I'm going to go ahead and feed this piece right through it. And I'm just going to feed the shift knob along with the leather right through it. I'm going to turn it downwards like this and then lift up. And try to be as careful as you can so you don't scratch any of the leather or the other trim panels. And that's free. That's good to go. Put it aside.
Okay, here's what you need to know. When the car gets into an accident, there's three main things that could be causing the light to be on: the airbags, the airbag computer module, and the seat belts. Any deployed airbags must be replaced with new airbags. You can buy a new airbag module. The problem is they cost up to a few $100s, plus you have to pay a dealership technician to go in and program it to your car. In other words, you have to marry the new unit to your car. Here at MyAirbags.com, we work closely with body shops, collision shops, and salvage rebuilders in all 50 states. Instead of buying a new airbag computer, we can actually reset your original airbag module. In other words, we clear it of all codes. And because it's original to your car, programming is not necessary. Seatbelts also deploy and they throw trouble code. Instead of buying expensive replacements, you can actually send in your seatbelts along with your module. Our seatbelt techs are licensed and they hold an ATF certification. This means that after your seatbelts are rebuilt, they will work again as designed. They will deploy in another accident event. Right after I remove this airbag module, stick around and we'll take a peek at the seatbelts. If you want to know more, just click on the link in the description below or just go to MyAirbags.com.
Next, we want to go ahead and remove these two screws right here using a Phillips head. And then we're gonna go ahead and work this right up. But as you can see, it doesn't come all the way out. There's a little plug here. It's a green little plug right in here, and it comes off like the rest of them. There's a little button that you squeeze and pull. And then the rest of this back of the center console will be free. Next, I'm going to grab something I can pry with. A very thin edge just like this. Not necessarily this tool, but it may be a flathead. Anything with a thin prying edge will do just fine. I wouldn't use anything large because I don't want to damage these fragile pieces right here. I want to get right in between this little crease right here and start moving them up. I would actually start on the inside here so any dents or scratches aren't visible. And I would get right in there and work up just like this. And this will start coming off just like that. I would start from the top like I am here because these pieces are pretty fragile right up here and they can break. So I would go ahead and just lift these right up from the top and work down the trim. And that will come off, and you can see that it was being held down by these little clips right here. And then we're going to do the same thing here on the passenger side. Get right in here and start working it up. Just like that, and right downwards. Right down to here. Grab your Phillips bit again, and we're going to start removing a whole bunch of little screws right along the side here. There's one here. One up here. One over here. Another one right down here. Keep going and come up right over here and remove this one. Another one on this side. Now we're ready to go ahead and remove the front side of the center console. And there's some tabs here that are latching onto it. And there's some other tabs that go right into there. So as I remove this, you'll see these will come out and another one that goes right in through there. So you can grab it on each side here and pull down and towards you. Down here you can kind of move these out past this part here. And actually we have another plug right down here that I didn't see right away, but there's another plug right here. You want to press on this part here with your thumb and pull, just like that. Now back to this part here, you want to go ahead and slide it out. You want to make sure these come right out from underneath the panel as well. Once this is loose and on the passenger side as well, then this whole part will start coming right out. So I'm going to angle it down just like this and start moving it right up. Now, as you can see, I can't fully move it because I have some more plugs on the back side of that USB and aux cable. So we're going to go right behind here. So right here is one. You want to press down on that little button right there and pull. So now that I have that white plug removed, the front side of the center console, you can just remove it right out. So the module is located right in here, right where you see this yellow plug harness going right to the module. That's where it's located. Now it's really important that we have the battery disconnected at this point. That's really important. If you don't have the battery disconnected and the car powered down, you could risk having the airbags and seatbelts deploy. We don't want that. It's really important that the module is completely powered down, and then after it's powered down, we're going to remove the plugs first and then the bolts. That exact order is really important. If you come on in. So these are the plugs going to the airbag module. There's one on this side and there's another one on this side here. We're going to start right over here. There's a little lever that slides forward, and in front of the lever there's a button that you want to press down on and then move the lever forward. You can also just take your screwdriver and just push down on this lever that way, just like that. And as that lever slides over, the whole harness will come right out. There's the first one, and we have another one right there. That one is a little bit tighter because it comes right underneath this air vent right here. So it's a little tighter, but you can do the same thing. Just get your screwdriver right in there on that lever and just push up on it and slide it over. Slide over that lever. Now from the passenger side, you'll see that the module has two bolts from the passenger side here. You can see the black bolts right there, 1, 2, and then the third one is on the driver's side. We're going to start here with our 10mm, and I'm using a little smaller socket wrench set here because the space is kind of tight here underneath the air vent here. It gets pretty tight in there, so I'm using a small one, and I'm going to get right in there. And then the second one, you may find more room from the back side. And after I got that third bolt out from the driver's side, I'm going to slip it out through the driver's side as well. And this is what the module looks like on this Hyundai Santa Fe. Now, if your car was in an accident and possibly your dealership or somebody tells you that you need to replace these, that you can't reuse these, since 2006, MyAirbags.com has been doing exactly that. We have been resetting these modules so you can actually reuse the original module, the one that was in your car during the accident. So you don't have to buy expensive replacement parts at the dealership. We can reset the module, and we can also rebuild your seat belts as well. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the seat belts and the setup on this Hyundai Santa Fe and how to go about removing them. And if you're interested in getting them professionally repaired, you can do that by sending them to MyAirbags.com along with your module, and we can reset the module and rebuild your seatbelts together. Now, if you're a body shop or a rebuilder or someone who flips cars or rebuilds salvage cars, then you already know that the seatbelts after an accident will lock up, and they basically will throw trouble codes and you have to get them replaced. Here at MyAirbags.com, we can actually professionally rebuild the seatbelts so they'll work and function again just like new. Now, in this Hyundai Santa Fe, we're going to go ahead and start removing the seatbelt, but we're going to start right up here in front. We want to get to the side pillar, but the side pillar panel runs underneath this panel right over here, and we can start lifting it up. You can use a little flat bar, a little flathead, or you can use your hands and get right underneath this part right here and just give it a nice pull, and it'll pop right out. It's being held down by these clips over here. And as you can see, these are the clips that were holding it down. We're going to put that to the side and continue down the side here, down up the pillar. I'm going to start right down here and continue up. Push this out. We're just going to keep working right up the side of this panel here. Now, up through here, you may want to use a larger flathead to get right in here. You can also use a flat bar. You want to get right in there, and you want to remove these little tabs and clips that are holding it right down the side. And once you have the front side of this worked up, we're going to go to the back seat and we're going to do the rest from there. So right back here in the back seat, we're going to do the same thing that we did up in the front. We're going to attack the foot panel first, because that goes over the top of the side panel here. Just like that. Once you have it lifted up, you can start removing the side pillar panel. Just like that, and all the way up. And right over here, you can check out the setup on this Hyundai Santa Fe. So behind the pillar panel, you can check out the setup that we have here on this Hyundai Santa Fe. Now, here is the retractor and the main pretension that deploys after an accident. This is the part that sends a signal, this plug right here, to deploy the retractor part here, and it will lock up and you'll get codes to go ahead and replace it. On this car, however, we have a dual stage seatbelt system, meaning there's more than one part that deploys. There's actually two parts that deploys. And the way I can tell that is by the plugs. So right here, we can clearly see the yellow plug that goes into the retractor. Now there's one just like it on the anchor side here. Right down here along the side of the car, there's a cylinder shaped tube that runs parallel to the car, to the side of the car. And there's the other plug, the other part that deploys. So this Hyundai Santa Fe 2018, and most of the newer Hyundais and Kias and most other makes and models will have a dual stage, sometimes triple stage seatbelt. And you can always tell by the plugs here. So there's one, there's two up here. So if I was to go ahead and remove this seatbelt system, I would go ahead and first, of course, disconnect the battery, power down the car, and then go ahead and start unplugging these little plugs here. One and then the other one down there. You want to unplug those. And then you want to start on the hardware. You would go ahead and unbolt that bolt over here. There's another one right behind the seatbelt here, right there. And then as the seatbelt runs up and then back down on this side, you'll see it will go behind. It'll go behind right over here and disappear. And that's where you go to the second part, the anchor tensioner. I would go ahead and remove this part here. You can go ahead and actually disconnect this piece from the bottom piece. It disconnects right over here. If you peel this back, you'll see that there's a piece that you can go ahead and remove. That disconnects right over here along that crease. Right over here, you can actually pry it open, and then it'll go ahead and unscrew. So once you have that disconnected from the bottom piece, it will slip right through this large plastic pillar piece here. And then you don't have to send this piece in. You can actually remove that part, and then the bottom part you can slide right over. And then the way the bottom part disconnects, it comes down here. And if this was deployed, you'll see that this would be scrunched down like an accordion, or it would throw a code. So if you follow the accordion down, you'll see over here the other plug, and there's a bolt that fastens this down way down here. All the way down here, there's a little bolt that right there, yep, that holds down this piece. Now here we're on the passenger side, but the driver side is set up just the same. And during the accident, the module goes bad and we can reset that. And then with the seat belts, both driver and passenger side do deploy, and they'll lock up and they'll throw codes. And you can put those in the same box when you send it in. All you have to do is remove the parts, go to MyAirbags.com, select your year, make, and model, and then add the parts to the cart that you would like to have serviced. Next, just fill out your information, check out. Once you've successfully paid and checked out, you can print out the confirmation barcode and put it right inside the box with your parts. No printer, no problem. You can go ahead and write out your name, address, phone number, and email address, and then just place that information inside the box with your parts. Once we receive the parts here at MyAirbags.com, we'll process the order, we'll service your parts, we'll ship it out to you within 24 hours. Everything we service comes with a warranty.
Hey guys, if you're sitting there with a question in mind, go to MyAirbags.com and click on help. On there you can type in a keyword or a question, and most likely the right answer will pop up right for you. If it doesn't, we're always here on the phones. You can email us, chat with us, or you can even just text us. We're always here to help you. MyAirbags.com. Now's the time to give us a big like, subscribe to our channel. We have more videos just like this. Comment. I really enjoy reading your comments. This is Eli with MyAirbags.com. Save time and money on your next project.